Well, hello folks, and welcome back to the workshop. This is an odds and ends episode, and I've got a few things that have arrived in the post, so I thought I'd share them with you. First one is this excellent little cup from the Knackler's workshop. I found out about the Knackler's workshop about 6 months ago, and one of the first comments I made to him, or a pretty early on comment, was that's an excellent cup, you'll have to let me know where to get one. And he sent a message back saying, okay, it's on order and I'll forward it on to you when it arrives. So you didn't need to do that, Paul. Thank you very much, that's really generous. I love that cup. It says, engineer, one that gets excited about things that no one else cares about, which is perfect. I'm not an engineer, but you know, I understand the message. Along with that cup came a letter and some stickers. And those are the new channel stickers from the Knackler's workshop. And in case you're wondering, like me, what Knackler means, it means someone that can fix or repair pretty much anything. So I'm sure that applies to Paul. So thank you very much, Paul. Just as a wider thing, I wanted to give a bit of a shout out to Paul's channel, because it's way smaller than it deserves to be. It's got about 150 subscribers, so it's quite a new channel. And the intention of his channel is to become more or less a video reference library for historical information and repair information for the Unimat SL, which is a little MCO lathe. So Paul and I are both in the MCO lathe owners club, which doesn't really exist. But yeah, it's like a smaller cousin of the one I've got. It's a delightful little machine that, as far as he's shown it so far, it can become a milling machine, a lathe, a drill press, and various other stuff. So yeah, I think the video, even though I'm not a Unimat owner, the videos are really interesting, and anybody interested in lathes should go and have a look and subscribe, because excellent stuff. And he's very thorough and easy to listen to. And the other thing I like about his channel and his Instagram is that he's definitely got an eye for photography. He's got some really interesting compositions and some excellent photographs on his Instagram. So just, even if you only go and have a look, it's worth it. The other letter I got, the other envelope that came was a letter from Aaron. Aaron is in Victoria, and he's got a channel called Aaron Engineering, also known as DCT in the forums and things. So both of those are going to go up on the sticker board along with Paul's. Thank you, Aaron, much appreciated. The next item was from Glenn at Mancave Metals. So he's running a sort of metalwork shop for hobbyists. It's online, and it's generally, I think his prices go out through Facebook and Instagram, but he's got a website in the works and it's on the way. And I've bought from him 2 or 3 times, and I bought some whey oil from him. This is a new product line that he's hoping to, I believe he's still hoping to sort of sell this as one of his standard lines. And I've only found whey oil either in 20-litre drums or from a guy on eBay that's selling it for twice the price that Glenn's selling it for. So yeah, if you're going to buy whey oil for your lathe or your mill or anything else with slideways, I reckon go through Glenn, because he's got the fairest pricing. Now, this video is being shot on a new camera, a different camera. It's not new, it's used, but it's a smaller one made by Sony that's a bit more video oriented than my last camera. My last camera was a very good camera, but it was really a photography camera. And video in that particular camera was a bit of an afterthought. So now I'm using a little camera that's a little bit more recent, and it's a mirrorless. And the reason I go into all those details is that this package is already open. I've done this video at least once, and I'm still getting used to the autofocus and all that kind of stuff. So I apologise, Carl, I've unwrapped this stuff, and I've already made this video once, and it was unwatchable. But anyway, this stuff is a tool. It's a 3-part tool that Carl is the guy that made my precision stones for me. They just glide. He knew I was getting a 5C set with my 5C collet set with my grinder, and he knew that the 5C set was new to me. I've been using the ER system on the mill, and he was making himself some backstops for a 5C collet, and this is the tool he's made. Now he made 2 of these, or at least 2. He's made one for himself and one for me, and this is what we've got. It's a threaded nut, basically. It's a nut and a bolt all in one, or a bolt with a thread hole down the middle, made out of 316 stainless, and you put the threaded rod in the back and lock up the jam nut, and the idea is this gets tightened into your collet, and you've got then a fixed stop for repeatable positioning of your work or your tool, either way. And so my 5C collet set will basically come in very, very handy for me, even more handy if I get myself a spindexer, or a spin indexer, the other way of thinking of it. And this will come in very, very handy on a spin indexer. And the best part of this build is this beautiful, I hope this focuses, this beautiful off-center board and hand-turned stainless collet spanner. It's got a pin that comes through from the handle, and that locates in the keyway that you get along a 5C collet, and this gets tightened up against the backstop. You use an ordinary spanner on that, of course, lock them together, and that is a gorgeous bit of tooling. Thank you very much, Carl. Now, Carl and I have talked a few times about him starting a YouTube channel. He's a proper craftsman. I misspoke in an earlier video. I called him a toolmaker. He's not technically a toolmaker, but I mean, I reckon he'd pass for one easily. He's a machinist, and he's an excellent machinist. He's making things to a standard that are pretty awesome. And I think we'd all benefit if Carl started a YouTube channel. And I've been trying to talk him into it. If you'd like to join in and add some pressure to Carl to start this channel, then comment below. And I'll bundle all the comments together and we'll forward them to Carl and see what happens. Cheers, Carl. I've also got some pictures of a visitor that came to our garden. I think this wallaby basically lives in or around our garden, and he's getting more and more tame, and he's becoming more and more of a day creature rather than a nocturnal or dusk creature. And we see more and more of him. You know, even middle of the morning, he'll be out there eating the grass, and it doesn't bother him. So normally wallabies are pretty easy to scare, and if you go out while it's dark, we live on the edge of some bushland here. When you go out when it's dark, you often see wallabies on the side of the road, you know, within the urban area here, or suburban area, and they'll often just freeze when you drive past. Sometimes they'll hop past the car, and you know, they're not the brightest creatures in the world, and sometimes they're a bit got a bit of a death wish, but they don't hang around when you approach them. I've tried to take pictures of them before, but this guy who lives in the garden, he's fearless, and he let me take a long video of him. So yeah, not too bad. Okay, that's all for today. I'll catch up with you next time, and thanks for watching. See you soon.